It was supposed to be a joke. One careless sentence, typed with tired fingers after midnight, meant for a friend whose name sat just one line below my boss's in my contacts. I didn't notice the mistake until the message was already delivered. My phone vibrated once, softly, like it knew what it had just done to me. Long day. Can't stop thinking about you. Guess I'll see you in my dreams tonight. My heart stopped as I stared at the screen, breath caught in my throat, as the name above the message burned into my eyes. Elena Ward, CEO. My boss. The woman who controlled my schedule, my future, my paycheck, and who had no business receiving a text like that from me. I scrambled to unsend, to explain, to throw my phone across the room, anything. But before I could type a single apology, 3 dots appeared, then her reply came. I'm coming over to your place now. Time froze. The room felt suddenly too small, the air too thin. My first instinct was panic, pure, paralyzing fear. Was I about to be fired at 1 in the morning? Was this some cruel test? Or worse, did she think I meant it? Elena Ward was not just any boss. She was brilliant, intimidating, composed to the point of being unreadable. In 2 years of working under her, I'd never seen her lose control, not in board meetings, not during crises, not even when millions were on the line, and now she was on her way to my apartment. My hands shook as I typed back, deleting every version of I'm sorry before sending nothing at all. What do you even say to that? I checked my place like a man expecting a surprise inspection, dishes in the sink, laundry half folded, couch crooked. I changed my shirt twice, then laughed at myself because none of it made sense. This wasn't a date. This was a disaster. 20 minutes later, headlights washed across my living room wall. A knock followed, firm, confident, unmistakable. My chest pounded as I opened the door. She stood there exactly as she always did at work, calm, elegant, in control, but without the armor of the office. No blazer, no assistants, no distance. Just Elena, eyes sharp, expression impossible to read. Can I come in? She asked. That I stepped aside, words failing me. She walked past, taking in the room with a slow glance, then turned to face me. Silence stretched between us, heavy with everything unsaid. Do you know why I'm here? She asked. Yes, I said too quickly. No. I mean, kind of. It was an accident. The text. I swear, it wasn't meant for. I know, she interrupted softly. That stopped me. You do? She nodded. I recognized the tone. You're not careless at work. That message wasn't calculated. She paused, then added, but it was honest. The word hit harder than I expected. Honest. I shouldn't have come, she said, though she made no move to leave. But I've spent years pretending I don't notice things. Tonight, you reminded me I'm human. I swallowed. I don't want to put your job, or mine, at risk. I respect you. I know, she said again. Her voice softened. That's why this is complicated. She walked to the window, looking out at the city lights, arms folded, not defensively, but thoughtfully. People assume power means freedom, she said. It doesn't. It means loneliness. Every connection feels like a transaction. I realized then that this wasn't about the text alone. It was about everything that had built quietly between us, late nights solving problems together, the way she trusted my judgment when no one else spoke up, the moments where our eyes lingered just a second too long before we both looked away. I came, she continued, because I needed to know if this was just a mistake, or something I've been ignoring. The room felt charged, not with heat, but with possibility. Nothing explicit. Nothing crossed. Just 2 people standing at the edge of a line neither had dared approach before. I don't expect anything, she said finally. No answers tonight. But I won't pretend this didn't happen. I nodded, relief and tension colliding inside me. Neither will I. She turned toward the door, then stopped. Get some sleep, she said. Tomorrow, we'll decide what this means. When she left, the apartment felt emptier than before, but my life felt heavier, fuller, changed. One message. One moment. And nothing would ever be the same again. That if you want to know what happens next, if you want to see how power, trust, and temptation collide in ways neither of them expect, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Takes everything you think you know, and turns it upside down. The office felt different the next morning, too quiet, too bright, too aware of me. Every step toward my desk echoed louder than it should have, and every glance from a coworker felt like suspicion, even though no one knew a thing. Or at least, I hoped they didn't. I replayed the night in my head again and again, her voice at the door, the way she'd said honest, the look in her eyes when she admitted her loneliness. Nothing had happened, yet everything had. At exactly 9:07 a.m., my phone buzzed. Elena, my office. Now. No emojis. No softness. Just authority. My stomach tightened as I stood and walked down the corridor, past glass walls and polished floors, into the space where she ruled everything. She didn't look up when I entered. She was already working, already composed, already the woman everyone feared and admired. Close the door, she said. I did. She finally met my eyes. There was no trace of last night's vulnerability, only focus. What happened between us can't continue like that, she said. I nodded. I understand. That said, she continued, leaning back in her chair, I won't pretend it didn't matter. And I won't punish you for being human. Relief washed over me, but it didn't last. So what happens now? I asked. She studied me carefully, as if weighing the truth. Now we decide whether we're brave, or cowards. The word landed hard. She stood and walked toward the window, mirroring the night before. I built this company by controlling every variable, she said. But feelings don't follow rules. If we ignore this, it will poison everything. If we face it, there will be consequences. I found my voice. I don't want special treatment. I don't want shortcuts. I stopped, then finished honestly, I don't want to lie. She turned back, eyes searching my face. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then she made a decision that changed everything. I'm stepping away from direct oversight of your role, she said. HR will be told it's a restructuring. You'll report to someone else. I stared at her. Why would you do that? Because power should never silence truth, she said. And because if we explore this, it must be on equal ground. The weight of her choice hit me. She was risking reputation, control, everything she'd built, just to give honesty a chance. Days passed. Then weeks. We kept our distance at work, professional to the last detail. But outside the office, something real began to grow, not rushed, not reckless. Conversations turned into connection. Laughter replaced tension. Trust replaced fear. One evening, as we walked through the city, she stopped and looked at me. That text, she said quietly, wasn't a mistake. It was a confession neither of us knew how to say. I realized then that the story wasn't about a flirty message or a risky moment. It was about courage, the courage to face consequences, to choose integrity over convenience, to let truth exist even when it's uncomfortable. Months later, when people asked how it started, we'd smile and say, with honesty. Not with scandal. Not with power. But with one accidental message that forced two guarded hearts to finally speak. And if this story made you feel something, if it reminded you that life-changing moments can come from the smallest mistakes, subscribe to the channel. Because sometimes, the stories that begin with fear end with truth, and the next one might change how you see everything.